everything app. Is there any credence to that theory?
I haven't heard anything about Elon doing it, but it seems like he's going to make crypto in general very involved.
Well, it'd be very easy for him to integrate with Ripple, because all of a sudden then X.com would be able to move any digital asset. Like, I can see that being a move that he might make. And that alone could push XRP really high.
I mean, Elon has spoken for months and months about, and it's even hit mainstream media, that he's applying for licenses as essentially like an exchange in various states in the US. So it's not going to surprise me at all when he comes out with it. What I wish he'd do is fix the fucking spaces, though. They're wiggy. I wish he'd hire a few more interns or
Yeah, especially on
coders.
desktop.
You
It's not
guys
even
should
worth
really
using spaces
start
on desktop.
screen recording instead of using the in-house recording thing. Like, screen record it and post it. I'm telling you, like, it really screws your space. The in-house recording option.
Interesting. No taken.
I just
On
mean
the
if
next
you're
one.
if you're frustrating, and it sucks. I know, because ease of access, and I think that recording spaces is valuable, especially the Money Maxi spaces. But it really does, it glitches it.
Yeah. No taken. No taken. Do we have any other hands up? Because I wanted to ask Solstice another question.
Me.
Sorry, we can't see the hands, so yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Smiley. And then I got a question to ask.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for having me on. For those that don't know me, I've been in Bitcoin for over a decade, kind of like Isaac. Also been in meme coins for a very long time, being that I was an original Dogecoiner. So you're speaking about XRP being added. It's definitely going to happen that Dogecoin is going to be added to X. It's already been like they're working on the Dogecoin code base, so it can easily be added to X. So that's something to consider. Once you start seeing something on Ripple doing the same thing, then you can take that for word that it's going to happen. But one thing with Ripple and XRP is they always claim things that are going to happen, and there's a lot of hype behind it, and then it doesn't happen. So just keep that in mind. But I think XRP is going the right direction. You guys were talking about ETH, and you got to follow liquidity. So Bitcoin is the core of liquidity. That's why everything's dependent upon Bitcoin's price going up. Ethereum has so much locked stable coins. All roads lead to that when it comes to corporations and hedge funds and eight figures. They're in Ethereum, and they're just locked in there, and they're collecting their rewards, and they haven't to worry whether the market goes up or down. They're just making money off of the volatility. So and this is how big money thinks. It's different than meme coins. Meme coins is, let me throw some money in there and make a bunch of money on the spot value. So you have to understand that a lot of people are flooding Ethereum. I was one of the biggest critics for ever since its beginning that Ethereum would fail against Bitcoin, but I was proven wrong. So
Appreciate that input. It's always good to hear OGs in the space give some different perspectives. Look, we call this Money Maxis, and everybody has a different opinion and a different leaning, and different bags to push, which I totally respect. And that's why it's structured this way. Sorry, my dog is barking. But at the end of the day, man, I just think wherever you can make money, that's where you should be. And I think one real important thing, especially for like the newer people at the back that are listening and trying to glean something, you may actually not suck at crypto. You just suck at Solana, or you just suck at Ethereum, or you just suck. No, genuinely, like, you're on the wrong chain, brother, because all these chains are different. So it may not be that like you suck at crypto. It's that you were given the wrong playbook when you came through the front door. And I would just encourage you to explore other chains and be a money maxi and not just a chain maxi. Because even all these guys up here, I don't know, maybe aside from like Isaac and Landy and a few other people, no, probably them as well down through the years. Like they're gonna try other chains out. They're gonna go invest in other blockchains or whatever. But at the end of the day, like they're gonna have their leaning, but it's good to try other things out. And I just think it's really important for like newer people to understand that don't summarize all of crypto based off of the culture you're experiencing on a single chain. Because different chains pop off for different reasons and they have completely different cadences. They have different demographics. Hell, dude, they have different net worths that are attracted. Like I know a lot of people that cannot wait for Ethereum gas fees to hit $400, myself included. But that's because they love it when people go, oh, I don't go to ETH because like it's too expensive. That's right. You sit off to the side and let the big boys play with our meme coins. So, you know, look, I'm joking. I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious, but like
you
genuinely,
elitist.
No, I had Jackson is up here. Jackson just tried ETH out, you know, and he's like, yo, I fucking vibe with this, man. I've been on Solana.
Wait,
I
Jackson.
like Solana.
Wait,
Yeah.
bro. Wait, this is your first. Are we old? I feel old. What?
You're old, bro. You're on Ethereum.
Bro, all we used to do was ETH memes. This is crazy. I'm old,
Okay.
bro.
My
Dude, I
turn.
started with ETH for like a month or two with what was it? Grok. I think Grok was my first big play. And then I got tired of the gas fees, went to Solana because everybody was trading there. That's where the liquidity was. Played there for like a year. And I bought a bag of stonks like a few weeks ago. And the price went up and it
Okay,
didn't
don't you?
go immediately back down. And I was like, this is amazing. Who created this technology? So I'm looking for
No.
more Ethereum meme coins, man.
No, too far.
They
No.
don't have that tech on Solana, man. They don't have it.
Yeah,
Soka?
that tech is on XRP right now.
All right, the woman's gonna talk. Soka?
Damn.
Yes. Sorry, I was handling things in the DMs. Did I miss something, Empress, that I needed to address? Can you
All
guys hear me?
right.
Am I here?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Empress. You might not hear from me again because I'm coming out of retirement. I was fired for the actions of a grown man and nobody did anything. Now that grown man has botted my account, tried to take it in this space, bitch moan and complain because somebody was rocking his PFP. They've been since removed, but none of the other grown men called him out for doing so. I take issue with that, and I'm putting it formally on record, on the recorded space, that I can't believe action is taken when Nobu bitches after he actively came at me because Board did some shit this morning while I was sleeping, and when Nobu cries in somebody's DMs, we remove Board, but I got fired from the night show, and I have been attacked, and nobody has said anything to
Yo,
Nobu, and I'm being attacked.
yo.
I'm happy, Jules. Let me step in here first because I
No,
was
no,
the
no.
one.
I'm
I'll
tired of being
okay.
quiet. I'm tired of behaving.
No,
That was too far. You
I think
removed Board. That's crazy.
I think that it's fair for you to be upset. Again, we got like a pretty solid show here going, so I'm happy to obviously take this offline. But since it's here now, guys, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, man. It's crypto Twitter. There's always certain things going on, and for me, everyone could really do what they want. I really hate having to police anything, and I know that's not what Empress is asking me necessarily to do. You know, but
No, I'm
when
asking you to pick a lane. Either police it and call him out on his bullshit and sexism because I'm not the first woman, or
Yo.
or
No, 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 no,
I'm
no,
asking
no.
you to pick a
No,
lane.
no,
Pick a lane.
no,
Money Maxis.
no. We're not doing this,
You
Empress. Take it to the
did.
back
You
channels.
removed Board. That's public.
I
I
did,
That's
I
public.
I
did,
did
but
I
I love
did
board.
not.
It was me. I did it.
Soka
I love
publicly
board to
removed
the
Board.
max.
I
Okay.
invited Crypto G up. Let's hear for some women in this space.
No, no, no. I'm not doing we're not doing this. Take your beefs to the back channels.
Then why did you remove Board? It should
I did
be in
not
the back
remove
channels.
I'll Do you want me to? I'm fine to explain it. It was brought to my
No,
attention. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
no,
Yeah,
we're not airing
that's
this
fine.
out here.
That's fine. That's fine.
Like
Welcome to
this
Money
is
Maxis,
not
everyone.
this is not the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Money Maxis. We've had a great conversation going. Obviously, there's some guys that love Bitcoin here. We've got some Ethereum guys sitting at that table. I'm clearly a Solana representative. Now, obviously, you're probably not taking me serious. You're like, this guy's a chicken nugget. He DMs me all the time, follows me all the time, and that's fine. But, Money Maxis, we're here to make money. If you're trying Solana, you're new. I'm there. I've got a token, I've got
You know who
NFTs,
has the
and I'm
most
in the
money?
no,
spaces.
Board.
no, we're not
Board
doing
has
the
the
shilling
most
Empress,
thing.
money.
I didn't do.
Board has the most money. That's who has the most money.
Board has the most money. We're all here to get along and share our
Fuck that.
opinions.
Apparently,
Everyone
we're
can
here to
have a
oppress
hot
women
take.
and kick the money guy down.
I'm an Empress fan. I'm just here to vibe. Jackson, welcome to Solana. Hopefully you're a nug. You dip it in sauce. You feel me?
Now he's dipping into ETH. I feel old,
Yeah, I'm.
Jackson. I'm so mad at you, dog.
What?
He's like,
All
hey,
right.
I'm on ETH now.
Hey,
Wait. Y'all haven't been on ETH? What's
Enoch.
going
Yeah.
on out there?
Enoch, I gave you a call, man. You didn't pick up. I was like, I'm bridging over. You didn't pick up, brother. So going to Ethereum, taking my
Yeah.
talents to it. Actually, you
Damn
know
it,
what?
Jackson. I
You know
need you
where
on
I'm.
Solana, brother.
No, this is where I'm going next. I'm going to Monero. All right, I'll be at Monero, kicking it, waiting for the liquidity to flow in.
I'm going to
Yeah, those
Empress's
private
chain.
meme coins.
That's XLM, by the way, not XRP.
I want some Monero.
Hey, hold on, because I
That's right,
wanted to get
sir.
to my
That's right.
question that I had for Solstice. But Jackson, I want you to share kind of your thoughts because I did this beautiful little speech. I want to land that plane. So you are mainly on Solana. That's where you're
Right,
trading. You do really
right.
good at it as well.
Thanks,
Then
man.
you go to ETH after telling me like, Jules, I'm not sure about the ETH transactions, but you actually liked it. Why did you like it?
Well, dude, the price action is so much easier to speculate. Like, I think you said it just a few minutes ago. Like, you might not be a bad trader. You might just be trading on the wrong fucking network, dude.
Yeah, I
Solana
really like that.
trading is so much more, and this is not, I'm not just like trying to give hope to people that might be down. Like, honestly, Solana trading is like scratching a lotto ticket, and Ethereum trading is like, if you know how to count cards, you can get an edge. All right, so like, yes, you can make bank on Solana, but most of the time you have to get in like super early, which is why I always would joke about like, if you send me a CA, it's over 100K, I'm not going to buy it. And I was like pretty serious about that because
I'm
that's
under
how.
I'm under 100K. Let's work, Jackson.
All right, send me a DM, but I'm gonna need like a real big bag. But yeah,
Bro,
no,
like trying to trade on Solana is like walking through the east side of town in the dark without getting jacked. Y'all are terrible over there. Terrible.
Skill issue.
yeah,
the
man.
the reason I wanted to highlight this is because like just for like I'm just thinking of the person, whether they're a 2 cycler, a 3 cycler, first cycle, they smell like February. Like you just drenched like you got here yesterday. All right.
yeah.
Go try other chains. Just go try. That's all I'm saying. Like try. Solstice is talking about XRP. I'm not saying leave all Solana bags dump. Like I still have an immense amount deployed on Solana. I'm just saying go try other chains because you may. The problem in this space is people post that they made $500,000 before they took a shit in the morning, but it's fake P&Ls. And so you're over here questioning if you should be in meme coins or trade crypto because apparently everybody's making money except you. And really, maybe you just need to go to a different chain and try it out.
Yeah,
Right,
I
right,
agree.
right.
It's kind of rough, like the engagement farming and like the way most of those people, even if they are real P&Ls, like they didn't just randomly find that. Like they're somehow involved, usually with like knowing the team or have like some type of inside thing. And you know, it's not a good environment to like subject yourself to.
I love this idea of looking
That.
at the different chains
Oh yeah,
and their
go for it,
different
Isaac.
purposes. Well, just their different purposes. I think that was really good insight to bring that up because a lot of people will get into crypto and they'll just dive into one chain and it'll be like, ah, fuck this shit. I don't like this. It's like, well, there's so much going on and there's all different types and different styles of trading. But I think it's funny where it's just like, it sounds like the technology from Ethereum that we want on Solana is the HODL technology, which is just the people, and it's something that you could do on Solana. And I'm like I said, I'm kind of new to the meme coin trading space. I got into Ethereum early. I bought a bunch of Ethereum at $30, and I've just been hodling that. So I mean, I've got big bags of Ethereum, and I love Ethereum, and I love what it was supposed to be when it came out. It's like this platform of smart contracts where essentially you could do whatever you wanted on the blockchain for cheap and quick and all of that stuff. And then we kind of lost that, and it became kind of another hodl chain, but a hodl chain for everything: NFTs and smart contracts and stable coins and all of that. And then you got Solana, which came out, and it's very similar to what we imagined that Ethereum would be. It's like, well, hey, you can create anything that you want. You can do it cheaply and you can do it fast. But there are pros and cons, because it's like, since Ethereum's fees are so expensive, people aren't jeeting their coins day and night. And you might actually be able to get into a project and hodl it and learn the community and actually have some value there, as opposed to Solana, where 10,000 meme coins are being created every day.
Right.
It's
There's no barrier to entry.
zero.
So there's no quality control whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. But on the flip side, that's what's bringing in the new people, because all of a sudden
True.
they can
True.
get involved, they can actually trade, they can actually experience what it is to be in crypto, as opposed to Ethereum. If they get involved, they do their first trade, they lose like half their bag on their first trade, and they're like, "Fuck this." And so I mean, I don't
Yeah.
really know what the future is going to be, but I do know that like Ethereum isn't bringing in new people. And I
Yeah.
don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. And I don't know if Ethereum's going to be able to hold its number one position without bringing in a lot of new users.
Isaac, I agree with your take 100%.
I think that's the issue with Ethereum, though. There's like no retail jumps into Ethereum and is like, "This is a great experience. I love paying like $20 just to make a transaction." Like,
Likes it, it's a shame
Well,
because I
I
love
think
Ethereum.
Yeah, but
Ethereum gets the
oh, sorry.
newbies through centralized exchanges, and like with my friend, it's weird because I tried to get my normie friend into crypto, and he wanted to get into Solana, but then after he got rugged every single time, he didn't want to try Ethereum, and I'm like, bro, come to Ethereum. I
It,
was fucking with Solana, getting rugged. I went to Ethereum. Now I'm fucking making life changing money.
Spread the
But to
wealth.
Isaac's point, man, like definitely the cheaper chains are gonna onboard the masses. They're gonna because that was their goal, right? Their goal was to be scalable as a chain. And so they are gonna onboard the masses. And that's why I bring up that topic, is because I get so many DMs and I catch it in the comments. People that maybe they listen to Soka, or they listen to David, or they listen to me, like, yo, I went and tried another chain out, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, like I just couldn't handle, because I have a 9 to 5, I can't, and I'm a family man, I can't just stay up until 4 in the morning every morning, busting my ass trying to rotate out of everything. But what onboarded them was Solana. But then they started flourishing as a trader when they went to a different chain. That doesn't mean that you can be bearish on, that I'm bearish on Solana. All I'm saying is, think of these other chains as like completely different demographic of like traders, trading styles, what they're looking for in a chain. They all breathe differently. And so if you are being onboarded in the last year, most likely it's Solana. But there are other chains you can go try out. And if you're like a long-term guy, like this happened so much in 2021, there was utility tokens, then there was memes with utilities, and that attracted, unironically, an entirely weird newbie demographic that no one thought would jump into meme coins, but they liked memes. They couldn't understand them, but they could understand like a white paper, which no one on Solana is going to read. The point I'm trying to make is that there are people who want to go in the slow lane. They want to buy a token. They appreciate the volatility. Maybe they wake up, it's down 30%. That's not happening in the stock world. They go, okay, maybe I'll buy more. But not when they buy, and then 8 minutes later, it's down 69%. And they're like, holy shit, you really can't, you can't even take a crap while you're trading these memes. And so then they think that the problem is crypto, when really the chain that onboarded them might not be the chain where they flourish.
My friends who've done the best on Solana, they basically have quit their jobs and they're in the trenches day and night. And they're making trades at like 4 in the morning. And these guys they're doing well. They're making big bags doing this, but it's not something that I have any desire to participate in. You know, like I'm here wanting to find good projects that I support the community and the technology, and I want to buy and I want to hodl for the long term. And that's how I've always looked at crypto. And Solana isn't the place to do that. And I didn't even know that when I got sucked into Solana because someone pump funded my likeness and made a meme coin, and I happened to buy a bunch of it after the dev rugged, and I've just been kind of messing with that as an experiment because it's just fun. And then I started encouraging people to hodl, and it's like the people on Solana know nothing about hodling, and so I'm in this middle of this experiment trying to create a hodl community on Solana, and I don't know if it'll be a success, but it's
We're
certainly a
right
fun
here.
experiment. It's a fun experiment.
I appreciate it, and that's why I talked about it in my TG a while ago. I've mentioned it a couple times on Spaces, but I do vibe with what you're doing because you're doing the against the grain thing. You're on Solana, and here's a guy that put a video out when Bitcoin hit $100, and he's like, "Let's hodl," and then he put another video out at 100,000. He's like, "Let's hodl." So then a guy like that comes to Solana. Bro, he is gonna get
Oh, dude, wrecked.
It's gonna get jacked. It's gonna get jacked on the east side,
Wrecked.
dog. They gonna run them pockets.
They're gonna run your pockets, dude. Absolutely. But I respect the grind. And I honestly, like, I'm labeling Q1 of this year punishment season because I do think the great memes on Solana, the liquidity will go back to the good memes. When the
Sure.
when the adults show up to the room, the liquidity will go back to the good memes, and people who sold those memes to go rotate into Dingleberry, Ballsack, Inu are going to be going, damn, bro, all I had to do was just hold. I was holding $800,000 worth of tokens. They were only worth $500 at the time, or 10 grand at the time, but that's all I had to do. I had the play, but because of this rotation culture, I was like, I can't afford to hold this. I have to move on, which that's actually how a lot of Solana traders feel. They can't take the risk of holding, which is a complete opposite paradigm shift of what Bitcoiners will preach. Is they're like, you can't take the risk of selling now? What? Are you
Facts.
kidding me? So it's like, it's a complete opposite side of the pendulum of like high frequency trading. And I do think those good vibes will come back Q2, Q3 on Solana. And people will be like, fuck, I faded enough to pay off my house and my student loans. And all I had to do was hold. I'm going to go find another community to buy and hold while we still have a little more bull run left. And I'm telling you, that's going to happen, man.
I think you're right. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. It's like people are super tired of all the pump and dump scams out there on Solana, and like you said, as soon as there's some sort of liquidity shock, people are going to move out of the risky plays and they're going to move into the more established memes. And yeah, a lot of people are going to get wrecked, but it's actually a natural process, and it's going to be a good thing for the network overall because then we're going to start seeing what projects actually have some teeth that are actually going to survive, and people will start moving into those. And yeah, I think that I think a hodl culture could actually develop on Solana potentially, but that's just it. It's like you got Ethereum, that's where the hodlers are because it's super expensive to move things, so they're going to buy and they're going to hold. Then you got Solana, it's free to move your coins. People are going to keep moving them, and that's just what's hilarious is that that's how we're getting these giant 100 million plus market cap coins that pop up overnight. That's because people sold out of all the other things that they were in and immediately moved to the new fancy thing, hoping that they're going to make a killing on it. And then as soon as that goes out of the limelight, which realistically can be days or like weeks or days, then they move on to the next thing. And that's what I'm seeing over and over again. It's just like the Solana community just moves from one thing to another thing to another thing. And I mean, that's just not going to last. It's musical chairs.
It's crazy because if you really think about it, I mean, memes on Bitcoin have not really been a thing yet. I believe that'll happen at some point in the future. So the only other thing I could compare is like Ethereum. Guys, the biggest memes in the world, meme coins in the world, started on Ethereum. This chain that people mock and say is too expensive, but then the upside to that trade is that people hodl because it's too costly to high frequency trade. So I guess the point I'm trying to say is even if you're only on Solana and you're like a Sol Maxi, just understand like this is what I'm talking about when I say Solana will program you to stay poor because you will get the next chill guy, the next whatever, and you will be forced because of Solana culture to rotate out of it in order to hedge against the risk of even just holding the damn thing. This is
Facts.
not how people turn thousands of dollars into millions in this space. Yes, there are a lot of people who say they make money in this space. Yes, on Solana. Also, there are a lot of fucking LARPs in this space that post fake P&Ls and bullshit like that. And you might get psyoped into thinking that that's how the game is played. But the people I know that have made crazy money got into the ICO of BNB at like what 20 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, right? Like they hodled, bro. Like could you imagine slamming 20 grand into BNB and getting 40,000 BNB at and what is it trading at right now? $700? Like good memes take time, even the ones on Solana. So yes, there's a section of high frequency trading that you can lock in and get really profitable at. But those high frequency traders, unless they have a moonbag strategy, will sell their chill guys. We know that because they've come live on spaces. They were just on David's space recently. Good traders, phenomenal traders, traders that are cooking in the trenches. They've come on spaces that Empress has been a part of. And they've said, yo, I bought Peanut, I sold it at a loss. A week later, it's worth $3 million on paper.
That guy
This is what
sold
I
it,
mean.
Jules. That guy sold it within 2 hours of getting into it.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
How
Can't even hodl for more
how
than
do
2 hours. This is a good example of
2 hours?
people being taught the wrong habits because of the blockchain that they are on.
And then what happens? Because and I'm not trying to shame this guy, right? Because he DM'd me and he's like, "Yeah, that really did happen to me." I'm saying guys like that, girls like that, they will get washed out of the space because the mind fuck is too much to deal with, right? They'll get washed out. You'll ask them 6 months later, "Are you trading?" They're like, "Nah, bro, I still can't get over that one trade." So I'm just saying, like,
Exactly.
even if you're on Solana, we're still at the place in this cycle where you can get blue chip memes in their infancy under $500 million, which is like cheap with where their trajectory is and where they could potentially go. So I'm just saying maybe instead of focusing on how many transactions you can fucking bang out in a day, maybe you slow it down and you focus on when it's all said and done, what communities on Solana can withstand the high frequency trading that will recapture liquidity when people get conviction in the market. Because the people who do go into those in hindsight will say, yeah, I mean, I just bought this coin and I forgot about it. And I woke up one day. Y'all don't know the story of the security guard that bought SafeMoon pre-sale, forgot about it. A dude chain sleuthed him, went into a Telegram where he bought on that wallet and never claimed the pre-sale and said, yo, bro, you're worth like 50 M's. Like y'all don't know about these stories of people who buy tokens, forget about it, and they end up outperforming most traders simply because they forgot about the coin. So I'm just saying it's possible on Solana as well. I hope you get a lick doing the high frequency trading, but I would be also thinking, what are the coins that are going to capture liquidity and have a culture of hodling that are going to do well long term? Because a lot of people are going to win in those.
Yeah, I think that that's a really good point. But I want to bring up another point where it's like, think about what you want to do with your time and what you want to do with your life. Do you really want to be sitting in the trenches day and night, gambling your money on pump fun meme coins, or do you just want to be wealthy and then go and live a life that matters? Go and do things that you really like. And I think that that's something that we need to talk about, because it's like we got a lot of young people who are now getting into the industry and looking at this as a career. Like, I'm just going to sit on X and I'm going to be trading coins all the time. It's not necessarily a good use of their time. And it's training them to have a life of stress. Like, it's one of the things where it's like, I bought my Bitcoin, I hodl it. At this point, I don't have to think about it. Like, I don't check Bitcoin for days or weeks at a time a lot of the time, because it's just there, and I know that my future is secure. And then that allows me to go out and do other things, like working on a music album, and I'm going to Antarctica with my family next month, and I'm living my life, and I'm not in the trenches, and I'm not trading coins day and night. And sure, maybe I miss out on 1,000x trade, but at the same time, it's like that's not the what I want to optimize my life for. You got to think, what do you want to be doing with your time?
I personally think that a lot of people do really well in the, like Ragsy, for instance, she's a great example. She's in the trenches and she loves it. It's like a game for her and she does very well there. And then
Right.
there are people like me, I don't necessarily do super well in the trenches. Like that's not, so I think it just depends, and if they're not for you, you're going to learn pretty quickly or you're going to adapt and get better at it.
Dude, if you want to be a successful Solana trader, you have to have your finger on the pulse constantly, like straight up. Like you have to always know what's hot and what's not. Ethereum, you can mark up some charts, and that price action is going to respect it for the next like week or two. You can literally set it and forget it. Solana, you have to like know who's beefing with who, and who's trying to like cancel the other person. It's fucking lame when you take a step back and you think about it, to be honest. Fuck. Yeah, this is making me like want to go to ETH just more and more, dude. I'm very bullish on a few Solana coins. Don't get me wrong. And I know Jules is too. I know a bunch of people in here are. But man, yeah, the trenches are cool and all. But like after a while, dude, you just kind of want a little bit more security. It's insane.
I
Let's go
do
to
unfortunately need
Crypto
to
G.
yeah,
Hold
let's
on.
go
Let's
to
go to
Crypto
Crypto
G.
G. She's waving her hand.
Perfect. Go ahead and go to Crypto G, and then unfortunately I do have another thing that I got to jump to. But go ahead, Crypto G, do your thing, and then we'll start to wind this bad boy down. Go ahead, G.
I feel like this is like a Solana hate campaign because Solana is really taking up a lot of the liquidity and that all the volume and traffic is there, right? But I will say I do agree with people when they say that it's easily you get wrecked pretty easily if you don't know what you're doing. 100%. You have to learn the game of Solana. Every every chain has its ins and outs of like what to do, what not to do, etc. It's unique to that chain, right? So Solana has its um characteristics. Like you have to look at certain metrics or like characteristics of a token before jumping into it, for sure. For example, Sui, for me, I went degenning into Sui just kind of randomly. I threw $30 at a coin and I made 10K, and I'm still holding that bag and I've taken profit at this point. um so I think if you're newer in the space, I would probably consider going to a chain that doesn't have as much traffic and volume into it, and degen there, or something like Ethereum, because again, like nobody wants to sit there and trade in and out of like and pay high gas fees, especially when you're going in and out of plays. That's a lot. So I would say ETH is safer, and Sui is another one, because again, they just don't have it doesn't have the same amount of volume, and it doesn't have that pump fun. I don't know. Is there a Sui version, pump fun Sui? I'm not sure if
Not
there
really.
is. Okay,
Not really.
so I would go there, and throw maybe $20-$30 around. You have to. Unfortunately, you're never going to hear somebody say this, but you have to lose money in order to make money, because that's how you learn, through experience. You don't learn through instructions or books. There's no really books in crypto, but you get what I'm saying. Like you
That's
can
not
sit
Yeah.
true,
there.
Crypto G. I tell people that all the time. Here's what I
Yeah.
think. I think that you should take 2 weeks and spend 0.01 throwing into Solana trades if you're playing in there, or 0.001, and learn how the movement works and how the money works. That's what I did. I don't have tech. What have I told all of you? These guys start talking about all this stuff. I tuned out the better part of this thing. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I can afford to, though. Some of you can't, because I also told you it's your people. I have people that do that shit and tell me how to move and who I can talk to. I'm like, hey, Quant, tell me what this chart's doing. Tell me what this market's doing. Tell me the macro. Every single piece is an interplay. Culture doesn't override tech. Tech doesn't override culture. It's a whole interplay thing. But I am telling all of you, back in the day, in a 5-person fucking space, yes, all of you can do this too, a 5-person space, I threw in 0.01. Granted, Sol was cheaper, so maybe 0.001 at the time now. I threw in 0.01 in a bajillion charts. I still trade meme coins on 24-hour candles. Ask anybody in this game. That's insane. But I didn't know you could change the candles on the chart, and that's how I learned. So I threw in 0.01 for basically 2 weeks, getting wrecked, learning how to trade, all the other things. If you keep all your money on Sol and you're making mass money, chances are you'll lose it quick. I have a cap on my Sol amount. I move it over to Ethereum and I park some shit. If you can't do that, if you're the person who fucking narrates charts like a goddamn sportscaster, oh my god, it's up, oh my god, it's down, and your anxiety's fucking psychotic, get on base. That way you're not dealing with the gas fees of regular ETH if you're poor, because the thing is, we know a lot of you are. I put $300 as a single mom in crypto 2 years ago. That's all I ever put in crypto. I've been flipping and trading ever since. It can be done. So I know you hear everybody up here, you think everybody's a baller, everybody's hit big. I got another thing for you. I've never hit for a 50K trade. You know why? I don't have risk tolerance. I stack my crypto slowly. I do it across a whole lot of trades, and I'm to the point, and all these guys can come up here and they can take losses and they can do whatever. I end every day not at a loss. I may not make profit, but I don't lose money. And so maybe your goal needs to not be a 50 times. Maybe your goal should be, can I start making it so every day I at least break even? Because then you start stacking that up. And let me just tell you, it adds up. $300 2 years ago. And anybody who knew my old account, I was rocking an MFR. That alone validates a lot of the shit at the time when MFers were at the top. I'm doing just fine, and I'm doing it without making the 50,000 a trade big high risk tolerance plays. You can do this. Anybody can play in this game. It just depends on if you're greedy and impulsive, and if you aren't willing to take the time. 0.001 to learn the charts and how to play on Solana for quick liquidity is probably your best bet.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's good.
really quick. I just want to add to that. So,
Yeah.
I also think that Pump Fund kind of levels the playing field, that other chains did not offer, in my opinion. But it comes with high risk, as Empress has stated. And then the
Yeah.
other thing is, I have seen 50K balances come across my screen. Here's what I didn't do, and this is where I kick myself every single time. Round tripping bags. Like, you got to press that sell button. You really do. And that's
Yeah.
something I had to learn too, like really the hard way.
Yeah, you can't afford not to when you're in deep profit on Solana. Like at least take some profit. Doesn't mean you have to disrespectfully nuke the chart, which a lot of people do. But I mean, dude, you won. Like, take some profit. And I just want to clarify one thing before we wrap up the space. I'm gonna lob a grenade and then I'm gonna peace out. Solana is the most illiquid chain. What it has is a ton of volume, and I'll tell you why it's the most illiquid chain. Because you count the liquidity with how many meme coins come out a day, and you don't have enough liquidity to cover all the CAs. That is why you can go to a chain with only $400 million in volume, and I'm using Sui as an example because I absolutely love that chain and the whole dynamic that's going on right now. But that's where my bags are parked. So there's and that's where I've got partnerships and things like that. So take that with a grain of salt. But if you say, hey, there is $6 billion worth of volume. Yeah. And there's also It's not 10,000 meme coins a day, Isaac. That was the old numbers. It's minimum 20 to 40,000 meme coins launching a day on a chain. So then you calculate that with how much liquidity is there, not the volume, the liquidity. And then what you do is you start to crunch some numbers and realize that what makes a chain illiquid is oversaturation. That's why when a big new mind share comes on the timeline and everyone talks about it, all your other meme coins dip because people go out of that meme coin in big positions to go into the other one. So that's actually what makes it, when I give that L take that I'll catch heat for, lob my grenade before I peace out for the day. That's why I say it is the most illiquid chain, because you have to count up the 40,000 meme coins a day. That means in 10 days, nearly 500,000 meme coins are launching. And this just keeps happening every single day. So it is not a hate campaign on Solana. It's a numbers game and just simply saying, go check out some other chains. And if you're good at high frequency trading, hats off to you. And bro, I hope you crush it and make millions from those trenches, tens of millions. So it's not a hate, it's just a recognition of the math of what's going on in Solana right now.
I do want to go. We're going to wrap this thing up, but Kaz mentioned that he had one final thing that he had a very quick point that he wanted to make. So I do want to go to Kaz, and then Jules, I'll float you the mic. Empress, I'll float it to you, of course, as well. And then we'll shut it down nice and easy, soft landing from a great space. Go ahead, Kaz.
Yeah, killer space, guys. These are like my favorite spaces. I figured since it's Money Maxis, let me give you guys a little. There's a lot of talk right now, or there has been over the past half an hour about the fees on Ethereum, right? And the thing about Ethereum is it was built to have layer twos built on top of it to solve that issue. No other investment would you ever complain, oh, I hate this investment because it generates money. Like I hate being invested in this in this business because it makes money. Like you wouldn't say that, right? But guess what? Ethereum was built to have layer twos built on top of it, and also guess what? I think base season's here. And guess what base does? It makes trading easy, cheap, fun. And guess what? There's a bunch of really killer memes. There's Clanker, which is going to be similar to kind of what Pump Fun is, but dare I say much better in my opinion. And Banker, which is an agent, which makes trading as easy as articulating what you want to buy and sell. Anyways, there's a bunch of really cool memes. So I find it kind of just frustrating when I hear people complaining about fees on Ethereum when that problem is literally solved. So that's all. Check out Base Chain.
Shout out, man. And thanks for keeping it nice and chill. Jules, let's go to you. Then we'll go to Empress, and then we'll just wind this thing down. Lots of hands I see still, but we're
Be a
getting up
money
against it. Go ahead,
maxi.
Jules.
Be a money maxi. Don't be a chain maxi. Don't be a tribe maxi. You got to do what works best for you. What works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. But the good news is there are lots of chains to pick from with good meme coins and good communities there if that's your thing. So, just expand. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Maybe your problem isn't that you suck at crypto or meme coins. Maybe it's just that you're on the wrong chain. Maybe even in the wrong asset class. Maybe you should go into alts. Maybe you should go into NFTs. Maybe you should go into AI. Like, I don't know, but just expand your horizons because 2025 is going to be so freaking bullish. There's no point in doing shit that isn't working for you.
Follow at Since I'm Bored. He's brilliant and I love him. Your bags are not my problem. If you win, yay you. I don't get paid if you lose. Yay me, I might have gotten paid. You'll never know. Have a good day.
Shout out to Empress, shout out to Jules, shout out to everyone who jumped in here and shared their thoughts. It was really nice getting to know many people who I haven't gotten to talk to. Isaac, it's been great having you up. Smiley, haven't necessarily seen you around so much. But I obviously encourage you guys to follow everyone up here on stage. As I do know, Sarah, Kaz, Thug Nugs, obviously, Saga. We had David G jump up here. Obviously, Board is up here as well. Solstice jumped up, Zero. We had Adam, everyone. We had Saga, we had all these great people, right? I'm sure I'm missing some people, so don't come for me that I'm missing people as well. I'm sure that I am, but I really appreciate it. It was one of our better spaces. I think that we've had a great week of spaces, leading into this week and another great week. And I definitely want to say, man, Empress, I got much love for you. You're one of the best co-hosts, hosts, talented people at finding projects to invest in. Your hit rate is amazing. I got mad love for Board. There is absolutely zero issue. So anyone who's down there thinking that there's chaos ensuing, it's not like that, man. It's all much love to Empress. This show honestly would not be the same without her. I say that literally, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. So I cannot say thank you enough to her,
I love
Jules,
Jules and
and Board.
Suga too.
So,
Families fight sometimes. We're all good.
so
We
Nug up or
spend
much love,
shut
we
up.
spend
much
more
love,
time
much
on
love,
these
guys.
spaces than we do with our extended family, and for some of us, even our own family. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
So with that, may your green candles be a lot. Go out there, make some money, and hey, we will catch you on the next one. Peace out, all.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Great spaces.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nug life.